actually met with the rep locally here for the client who is out of the U.S. and she informed us that this road is going to get pretty hairy with all the rain that's been going on and possibly impassable. So we're starting the day out with the challenge that we didn't anticipate, which we will run into a heck of a lot more as the day goes on, I guarantee you, when we do jobs like this. So it's going to be fun though. This is what we love. Yeah, we're not going any further than this, dude. Okay, here we are. We are as far as we can get basically in the truck, or it is smart to get. This road keeps going up. I just hiked up it, and it's gonna be ugly to get back down right now. We've come across some tough pieces, want to get flipped so that we can get back down. But so the first step that I'm going to do, we have to be on top of these peaks, as I showed you in the promo video. We have to be pretty much on top of these, which is going to mean a lot of hiking for us. So before I do that, I'm going to launch the drone for a little bit of recon and take a look and see what's around here. Get up there and see how high these peaks actually are, for just reference of when I'm flying out of here, how high is this peak compared to the top of this one. And once we get that information, next step.
Okay, Ken has just gotten his drone out. He's getting things set up. Ken, tell me about the drone that you chose for this particular project today and why you chose this piece of equipment.
Okay, so what I brought with us today was a Mavic, a P4, and a P4 Pro. And I left the Inspire at home. If you look at this, I knew there was going to be some hiking involved, and I knew that I was going to need a variety of solutions possibly to get this stuff done. So I packed the smaller drones. The weather's supposed to be good. We're kind of notorious in wind for this situation, so I just wanted a variety. But what I didn't want is a big bulky drone that I couldn't haul up a hill easily. So I've got a couple different choices, and I've got at least two that I can put in backpacks, make very mobile, and get to the top of the hill if I need to, which we probably will. All right, so we're up in the air. This canyon was so deep that we could only get a few satellites, but I knew once we got it in the air, we'd acquire the rest of them. So right now we're doing recon. Got the P4P up. The drone selection was based on not only portability, but also the deliverable that we're giving to the client, which is a relative map of the area. It's used for just simply seeing what's on the ground. There's no topical information necessarily. It's just they need to see the entire area, and we can do that with the drone. Now, unfortunately, what we're looking at right here, what we're looking up at with the drone, even though we're at 400 feet, is the peak that we were supposed to be at on that one. So we're a little bit higher than 400 on that peak. And if we turn around and take a look at this one, you can see it with the silhouette there. And that's the other one. So there's no way we're going to be able to do the mission from here. We already knew that. So we're going to have to pack up and get going. But I did want to see what the area looked like. Those are part of the roads that they want to document on this side. And then over here on the other side, they've got a couple roads cut right over there that they need to document as well. And those go all the way up. So sounds like Sean and I are going to be hiking. Fortunately, I love bringing Sean because he is one of the best Sherpas I've ever had.
Nice.
Okay, we're ready to go. We've scouted the area. We've actually done kind of a makeshift map of part of it. And now we're going to hike up to where we need to be. We're taking the P4, which is ready to go. We got the Mavic, just in case. And of course, they said there's mountain lions and other things up here we might want to be worried about. So as always in a job like this, we're packing. So we're hiking up the road to get to the top point that we need. If you have to go out and fly a drone for a living, this is the way you want to do it, just like this. Look around, this is gorgeous. We're flying drones, making money, but we're really having a lot of fun doing it. Now, I said earlier, Sean's the best Sherpa. Now that I have my own water, 2 drones, and I'm hiking up the hill with all the equipment, I take all of that back. Sean is the worst Sherpa I've ever had.
Come on now.
Seriously.
Come
look
on.
At this. Okay, everybody, we're getting ready to do one more recon to make sure that we can clear this hill. Terrain's a little bit different than it showed on the map. I mean, just reading it differently a little bit. But we're now assembling the drone. We're gonna go through our checklist that I keep in Kitty Hawk. I've done custom checklists for before you go, before you fly, planning, post-flight, and all that other stuff. So we're gonna do that. One of the challenges with this particular job was to make sure that whatever we needed to map was going to show up. Not sure we were going to have cell service here. We have 2 bars at this point, so I'm just about ready to get in and see if I can actually pull up a map dynamically through Drone Deploy and get that to work. I've also made them available offline, so if that doesn't work, I should be able to still do this mission without a problem. So even though we didn't have internet, or we might not have a cell phone, I've planned for that. Just did a quick recon, pulled up Drone Deploy, flew to the corners at the specified height, watched it on the map. I originally planned to be up top. We don't want to get all the way up there, so we're going to see if we could do it from right here, keep it in line of sight, keep it where we can see everything we can. So I brought it back. We're going to switch out batteries and fly the first mission.
Okay, Ken's about to launch, and before he launches, I want to give you a tour of this really awesome backpack and shade that Ken has created.
It looks stupid, but it's not. Sean actually created it to help me out doing a bunch of jobs down in No Shadeville, Colorado, that I was down there for days in the middle of nowhere. And it worked phenomenal. Say what you will about it.
Turn around, give us the tour. Okay, so at the flea market, I bought myself an old backpack with a metal frame, and then bought a little PVC tube, and then a $5 umbrella at Home Depot. So I've got $10 invested in this thing, and Ken, is it worth 10 bucks?
It's actually worth about 10 times that. It does great on the screen, but actually when you're out in the middle of it, it was really phenomenal, because I've tried all the shades and everything, and like I said, looks stupid, don't care.
Hashtag figuring it out.
Figuring it out. So we're up, we've got everything ready to go. I'm just doing a final check here. Altitude 396 feet, so we're under our limit there. We have a 6-minute flight that'll cover 44 acres, and we got about 4 passes on this particular map. So I'm ready to go. I'm gonna start it up and let her fly. Okay, so we're at the end of the mission here. The drone just finished its pass. It's coming back. It's gonna come overhead and start descending. Obviously, I'm not gonna let it land by itself or into this umbrella. So I'm gonna let it come down for a little while, then switch it out of P mode into sport mode, take it over off of Drone Deploy, and take it from there. Okay, everybody, mission number 2. We're getting detail of areas. The drone's in the air, and I wanted to address this because people are going to say, hey, the rules say 400 feet over a structure, which is absolutely true. So I could have turned off my altitude restriction, flown from the valley, and just flown up to where I needed to be. Two problems with that. Number one, is the fact that I haven't been able to get the mapping apps to go above 400, regardless of what I do. Now, I could probably work my way around that, but my bigger issue is when I'm in the valley, I'm probably going to lose sight. I wanted to have line of sight, because if the thing got out there, I had problems, and then I couldn't get the drone to connect with the RC. Even if it comes off the RC in a mapping mission, it's going to continue to go. But if something happened out of line of sight, and I needed to get control of the drone again, like an airplane just came over, obviously he was plenty high, and we watched him the whole time and watched the drone. But if I needed to make something happen and I couldn't get in touch with that drone with the RC, then I'm in a world of hurt, and I guarantee you what we just hiked up, we would have burned a battery trying to get up here before we ever made it. So that's why we hiked up instead of going from the low point and coming up over the structures. Now remember, the last thing that I'm going to do before I leave this job site is to make sure that I have all the images. So I'm going to review those. Sometimes I bring my laptop and download them to be sure if it's a long way away, but I'm definitely going to go through, make sure everything's on the SD card. I've captured everything, especially before I hike down this hill and have to hike back up and do it again.
All right, we just finished up the mission, and Ken is bagging and tagging everything, verified all of our images. Any parting words on this mission, Ken? Was there anything that you want anybody to know about? What happens maybe if your map doesn't load, or how to do it by hand if you're have some kind of a failure?
Yeah, we've had that plenty of times where you get up here and you don't have a cell phone or something's gone wrong.
This job went really, really well, considering we had cell phone service, didn't need it, we had backups, but everything went really, really well. The only thing that we weren't anticipating is a road being washed out, and we overcame that, did a little bit of hiking. Biggest challenge of this particular job was all these damn bugs, because they are killing me. Bug spray, that's what I could have done differently.
All right, next we will talk about the deliverables in the next video. We're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.